Hi guys, welcome back to Comic-Geddon TV, where all geek culture collides. Today, on our Pop review, we're going to be taking a look at the Pop Movies number 6, Gremlins vinyl figure. Alright, as I said, this is the Pop Movies Gremlins vinyl figure. Pop Movies number 6, Gremlins. They did not put the name of the vinyl figure on the box, though. As you can see, this is Stripe, but they just left it very generic. Gremlins vinyl figure. Very nice woodwork border there. Got the Gremlins logo. Got Stripe right here on the front. Nice little window box as usual from Funko Pop. Nice little wood grain finish there. Collect the entire line of Funko Pop Movie super stylized vinyl figures. They'll thrill you. Distributed by Funko, www.funko.com. WB Gremlins and all related characters and elements are trademark of and copyright Warner Brothers Entertainment Inc. WB Shield trademarked and copyright Warner Brothers Entertainment Inc. I'm guessing this means for ages 5 and up. Alright, we'll be right back. We're going to open this guy up. We're going to take a look at him. As you guys can tell there, he is slightly off balanced. He doesn't stand too terribly well. He probably should have came with a display base. But yeah, I had him here on my turntable. And he stood okay for a little while. But then once it completes that first rotation, he kind of just topples over. See? So that's not good. They really should have included its display base. And before you guys say anything, here's the clamshell. There's no place for a display base. And there was not one included in the box. So, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and we'll have to kind of lean him up against there. See how tall this guy is. He is just about 4 inches tall. Maybe a little bit under. And that's compared with Harley Quinn, pretty close to the same size. So, this is a pretty good likeness of Stripe. I always called him Spike for the longest time, as a kid anyway. But his name is Stripe. And as you can tell with most Funko Pops, his head does spin all the way around. He has a nice white mohawk there. This is from the first Gremlins movie, since with Gremlins 2 he had more of the prongs, more like a Liberty Spike type mohawk going down. The paint job isn't too bad. There are a few smudge marks, quality control issues, but with this type of Funko, actually adds character to it. They did raise the eyes up, the eyelids and the eyebrows up off the pop, And this one, unlike many of the others, does actually have a mouth. I'm not really sure why they squared off his tail, because it should really come to a point. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, why they designed it like that. Still not too bad. I just really wish they would have included a display base with this guy. However, I am an in-the-box collector, so it's going to go back in the box and displayed like that. But it would have been really nice to be able to film this with him on the turntable. But as I said, as soon as right before he completes the first rotation, he topples over. Oh wow, he actually made it that time. Gremlins is an American comedic horror film, which came out in 1984, the year after I was born. It was directed by Joe Dante and released by Warner Brothers. Steven Spielberg was the executive producer on the movie. And I have to say, this was one of my all-time favorite cult classic films. The first one was more horror than the second one. The second one was more comedy. However, both of them, in my opinion, are equally good. I remember when the trailer for the second one first came out, my cousin and I would discuss it back and forth for hours on end. The trailer seemed so awesome. It was cool to see a spider gremlin and a bat gremlin, and it just amazing. And the first one, I remember watching it on TV. I think it was on ABC or something like that. But I remember it just grabbed my attention because it was just so somewhat funny, but it was, like I said, the first one is more horror than comedy. But as you can see there is some paint smudging. But like I said, with these gremlin, at least with this gremlin vinyl figure, it actually kind of adds to it rather than takes away from it, like with some of the other Funko Pops. Do you really like how they carved the chest scales in there? You got some paint bleeding on the fingernails, or claws, I should say. But overall, not a bad pop. I'm kind of up in the air on this because, number one, first thing, the balance issues. Balance. For out-of-the-box collectors, I would not recommend this pop because you're just going to have to lean him up against the wall. Not really much else you can do because he will topple over. Now for in-the-box displays, as I showed you guys before, it's somewhat generic. You know, you got the Gremlins logo up here, but Gremlins vinyl figure, that's they should have at least put stripe on there instead of just Gremlins vinyl figure. Put stripe vinyl figure. But overall, the box is pretty nice. This is definitely an in-the-box display, as I said. But overall, not a bad vinyl figure. They do really need to double check. They really need to do something about quality control. This is not the first pop I've had where the paint was bled off. Like, see on the eyes there? That kind of takes away from it. Other smudge marks, like on the skin and everything, I can deal with. But like there on the ears and around the eyes. And then like the claws. Those are some of the places that you don't want your pop to have paint bleeding or smudges or whatever. It takes away from the quality. Other places like the stripes on his skin or whatever, I could see the smudges. It adds to the character. But not on places where the paint is supposed to be sharp. You know, along the edges of the eyes, along the ears, and the claws. 3 places you really want to have that quality control. And then, you know, you got the hair, the whites bleeding off onto the skin there. That's, okay, 4 places. So there you have it, guys, on this week's October Pop Review. Pop Movies, number 6, Gremlins vinyl figure. Have a happy Halloween, guys. Join us next week when I review the Pop Movies Halloween number 3, Michael Myers.